And moving on to the other top focus this hour, 3.5 hours, one high-stakes meeting and a sweeping reset at the Sri Ram Janmabhoomi Tirth Kshetra Trust. Amidst the raging Chanda Chori Rao, the trust has accepted the resignations of two of its most prominent faces, appointed a new interim general secretary, and promised unprecedented transparency by making the donation register public. But will this reset be enough to restore public confidence? It's quite official now, pretty much, with the Ram Mandir Trust having accepted the resignations of Champat Rai and Anil Mishra following its crucial meeting in Ayodhya. Now, this marks the biggest leadership reshuffle since the trust was constituted. It's another significant development, of course, coming in where trustee Gopal Rao has also been removed from the trust and relieved of all his responsibilities. With the exits of Champat Rai, Anil Mishra and Gopal Rao, three of the trust's most prominent faces are now out, as it moves forward with its most extensive organizational overhaul to date. Now, the trust has unveiled its biggest course correction yet. After these hours of deliberation, it has announced a 4-point action plan aimed at restoring confidence and addressing the questions surrounding the donation row. What are we talking about? The first decision is that Champat Rai and Anil Mishra's resignation has been accepted by the trust. The second, Krishnan Mohan has been appointed interim general secretary. Decision 3, on the 22nd of July is when the next trust meeting will take place. The SIT report, or the final report, is expected and will be on the agenda. Decision number 4, the trust to make a donation register public, where they say that they have documented all the donations they have received. With the trust undergoing a leadership transition, Krishnan Mohan has been appointed as the interim general secretary. A 74-year-old RSS functionary and the organization's zonal head for Eastern Uttar Pradesh, Krishnan Mohan is also a former Indian Forest Service officer. He was inducted into the trust earlier this year. At the heart of the controversy are the donations that went missing. The trust now says the items have been traced and are fully accounted for. Amongst them are a gold-plated Ramcharitmanas, a silver Kagbhushundi idol, sacred Charan Paduka, and a silver necklace. But while the trust insists that the donations are safe, in fact, they've come out and put them out on display to actually prove that, yes, they are indeed with the trust and have not disappeared. Even as the trust has accepted its resignations, it has, however, stopped short of directly blaming Champat Rai. Trust Treasurer Swami Govind Devgiri has said that there was no option but to accept the resignation, while praising Rai's years of service. He's maintained that the decision was entirely Rai's own, describing it as an act of magnanimity.
संविधान के अनुसार, इस न्यास के बने हुए कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन संविधान के अनुसार त्यागपत्र देते ही वह स्वीकृत माना जाता है, और इसलिए हम लोगों के पास अन्य कोई चारा ही नहीं था कि इस प्रकार की 2800 वस्तुओं का रजिस्टर हम लोगों के पास उपलब्ध है और वे सारी वस्तुएं सुरक्षित हैं। हम लोग राम राज्य ला करके रहेंगे और उसके लिए अपने को पुनः कटिबद्ध करेंगे, उत्साही नहीं बनेंगे। हम अब आगे जो काम करने वाले हैं वह काम इस प्रकार का होगा कि कहीं पर भी किसी को 1% भी कहीं दोष निकालने की क्षमता न रहे।
The opposition parties are turning up the heat, demanding greater accountability and alleging that the action taken is simply not enough.
सच्चाई तो ये है कि चढ़ावा चंदा दान चोरों का ग्रोह जन आक्रोश का सामना नहीं कर पा रहा है। ईडी सीबीआई इनकम टैक्स होता तो किसके हाथ में होती जांच, और एसआईटी जांच हुई तो किसके हाथ में है? ये पावर स्ट्रगल की वजह से ये सब कुछ हो रहा है।
Both RSS and the BJP, they were the ones who were in the forefront of everything, took credit for everything. They took credit for the verdict, Supreme Court verdict. They should answer people. Where is the transparency that they speak about? Is this the way they conduct themselves in the name of Ram?
ये राम मंदिर ट्रस्ट को सबसे पहले बर्खास्त करना चाहिए, पूरा राम मंदिर ट्रस्ट, और राम मंदिर ट्रस्ट के ऊपर एफआईआर लॉन्च करना चाहिए डकैती का। ये डकैती है, 5 से ज्यादा लोग शामिल है, ऑर्गेनाइज क्राइम है, मकोका लगता है उनके ऊपर।
जो ट्रस्ट के जो ट्रेजरर हैं जो ये घोषणा कर रहे हैं इन इस्तीफों की स्वीकारोक्ति की, वो कोषाध्यक्ष का क्या कोई जिम्मेदारी नहीं होती? ऐसा कौन सी कंपनी, कौन सी ट्रस्ट, कौन सी पॉलिटिकल पार्टी का कोषाध्यक्ष ऐसा होता है कि उसके साइन ही नहीं लिए हो जाते किसी भी चीज पर?
In a short while earlier, I spoke to Alok Kumar, the International Working President of the VHP, I beg your pardon, on today's developments. This is what he had to say. Listen in. Joining us for more on what really has transpired in Ayodhya is the International President of VHP, Mr. Alok Kumar. Thank you so much for speaking to Times Now, sir, here in the briefing room. The press conference of the Ram Janmabhoomi Tirth Kshetra Trust has just concluded. The resignations of Champat Rai and Anil Mishra have been accepted, and Krishna Mohan has been appointed as the interim General Secretary. Do you believe that this is enough, and are you satisfied?
No, nobody is saying that this is enough. And they have not resigned because of any admission of anything. In some quarters, it was being alleged that if Champatji and Anil Mishraji continue in their positions in the trust, they will have the potential of affecting the inquiry. They can tamper with the evidence or influence the witnesses. Therefore, to ensure that there is no doubt about the inquiry, they on their own decided to resign. The trustees, respecting their wish, have accepted the resignation. As far as the question whether it is enough, certainly not. It would not be enough until two things are done. The investigating agencies find out the truth, find out the names of the persons who are guilty of these offences, tried in a fast-track court and sent to the jail. This process shall continue uninterrupted and should happen fast. So, the acceptance of the resignation is not the end of the story.
Right. But do you believe that Rai and Mishra need to be investigated?
I think that the FIR itself answers the question. 8 persons who were mentioned in the SIT report have been mentioned by name, and thereafter it is said, and other persons. And the scope of the inquiry, as requested in the FIR, is a comprehensive investigation. Therefore, whatever allegations are made against whosoever, including these 2 persons, would have to answer the questions raised against them.
Right. Now, we have seen following this particular meeting, there's Acharya Govind Giri, who is the treasurer of the Ram Mandir Trust, who has held a press conference saying that the trust has retained a register of all items donated to it, that there are rumors being spread and one should be careful about the claims being made. Do you believe what's already in the public domain about recoveries to the tune of 80 lakh rupees being made is only the tip of the iceberg?
I do not know yet, but the trustees have gone far ahead than what you just quoted. The trustees in their press release have invited all the donors of valuable things, whosoever, anybody, if he wishes to come and confirm his donation is there safe, can fix up an appointment, is welcome in Ayodhya, and the trust would cooperate with him to ensure that his donation is secured. As far as the silver items are concerned, they have since been melted and turned into silver bars by the Mint Corporation of India, which is a government organization. But then all the record of whatever was given to them for purifying and turning into bars is intact, and all such donors of whatever precious things, of whatever weight and amount, are welcome to visit Ayodhya and verify this. This, I think, is a bold invitation made by the trustees in the press release.
Right. And you have been very critical of opposition parties, how their leaders have tried to extract political mileage out of it, whether it's Congress, Samajwadi Party or others. But would you also concede that they were accorded this opportunity by the going on in the Ram temple and the embezzlement that has taken place in the first place?
Yes, you are right. अगर चोरी नहीं होती तो फिर ये सब मौका ही नहीं होता. You are right. But then the question is, the initial allegations were 5 crore, were inflated to 7.5 crores, and then have now reached more than 20,000 crores. An impossible figure. Therefore, I invited them with good intentions. Professor Ram Gopal Yadav, you are such a senior person, you are such a learned and responsible person, you have made some allegation, there must be some truth in it, and you must have computed this amount in certain ways on the basis of some statistics or information or documents. Why don't you help all of us by submitting all this material to the investigating agencies for a quick resolution of their investigation?
Right. And do you believe
I
that
have no response to it. The trust has said, whosoever has any information. Hello?
Yes. No,
were
my
saying
simple
something?
question is that opposition parties, in response to your questions or others, about them politicizing it, they say it is not us, but it is the BJP which has politicized the issue of the Ram temple for the past several decades. We are only pointing out the lapses. That is their line of argument. How would you respond to them?
I would respond to it by saying that I have been in this agitation from the very beginning. For all of us, it was a matter of faith. It was a spiritual calling. And it was only natural that whosoever would stand with Ram would receive his benevolence, and whosoever opposes Ram gets 16 car sevaks shot down, and then boast that if this number was 30 persons dead, I would not have minded it. So they chose their position, we chose our position. They decided to oppose Ram, we decided to uphold Ram. The result was obvious. And now if for their political gains they would try to defame the RSS or implicate the VHP into it, and to insult the Hindu religion and religious places, they would face the same consequences in the 2027 elections, for which they are doing all of it.
Right. After today's press conference, Mr. Alok Kumar, do you believe the trust could have been a little more forthcoming about the details? Because, it's been about 10 days since the FIR was filed, but we still don't know the exact details of what has happened, how much money is being lost. And do you, in that sense, feel that the press conference was a little short on the specifics?
I have not seen the press conference. But do you think that anybody would still have an exact idea of what has been stolen?
I'm sure the trust has also done some amount of research 10 days later.
They wanted 5 years audits, balance sheets and other bits. Pardon?
No, I'm just saying 10 days later, even the trust would have known what has happened internally at least. No, I think it is difficult for the trust to
compute what all has been stolen and from what time. This is a specialist job to find out, and therefore therefore the trustees first requested for a SIT, and when SIT gave its preliminary report, then filed an FIR. Those specialized agencies would help us and the society to find out the exact figure.
Right. Mr. Alok Kumar, how would you respond to those who have been alleging that Champat Rai was being shielded?
They have not pointed out to any one factor to reach this conclusion. FIR has been registered. The agencies have several times met Champat Rai ji and asked him questions, have obtained documents from him. So therefore, there is no evidence whatsoever of any bias or much less shielding Shri Champat Rao. I mean, unfortunately, even before the investigations started, they came up with a chorus that big fish are being shielded. No single reason for it. Somebody has gone to Supreme Court. He says that the Supreme Court must appoint a sitting Supreme Court judge to monitor the inquiry. Supreme Court will decide. If they decide to get it monitored, very well. If they decide to get it monitored by a retired judge, very well. If they say that CBI should inquire, very well. Nothing to conceal, nothing to hide, nothing to manipulate. We are open. Let Supreme Court make a decision. We will abide by it.
Right. What do you believe should be the way that the trust and the way Mandir Interest is run changes from here on?
I think there should be security. Sufficient arrangements for security.
All right. Mr. Alok Kumar, thanks so much for speaking to Times Now.